What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the All In Show, baby. Today I have the co-host with me right here, Tommie motherfucking Cleghorn, to my right.
What it do?
What it do? We're gonna get into some fun shenanigans this episode. It's gonna be a fun one. We haven't sat down live on camera before, so we might have to watch what we say.
Yeah, unfortunately. We'll see. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, but we'll just get into it. You
Yeah.
know, it'll be a fun one. I'm excited.
Me too. Me too. I've been looking forward to it for sure.
Nice. How's your week been so far?
Pretty good, dude. Super busy, man. Just prepping for tomorrow's first wrestling meet with the kids, so just been hitting the gym every day after practices. It's been a grind.
Hell yeah. Your team's gonna butt fuck the other team, huh? They're gonna fucking just
I'm
raw
hoping.
dog them.
I'm hoping. Well, we'll
They've
see.
been putting in that work, huh?
That's true. We got some tough kids, and I think, I think the season's gonna go well for sure.
That's good. I'm excited to see where the season goes.
Me too.
With specifically a few kids, We'll see what is in store for the Centennial High School Bulldogs. If you're a dog, you got that dog in you,
That's what they say,
or
dude.
something like that.
That's what they say.
I don't know. That's as far as much as I know. But I'm a dog. I was a bulldog.
I can
You know?
tell.
I got that dog in me. You know what I mean?
No,
Oh, well,
no, I'm just kidding.
all right. Fine. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you do anything?
Yeah, went down to my girlfriend's grandparents' house in Los Animas for a little bit, and then came back up here, went to my mom's, and just chilled, just ate, you know what I mean? And then chilled at home, like, at night, so...
You guys have a stuffed turkey?
Yeah, in Los Animas we did, and then...
You guys did?
Yeah, and then when we came up here, my mom just made some, like, pozole,
Ooh.
stuff like that, so...
Ooh.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, what
shit.
about yours? What'd you do?
I worked. Unfortunately, it was busy on Thanksgiving, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I guess. People get sick every day, so...
Yeah, it was for legitimate reasons. I can say that. But nobody wants to really work on Thanksgiving. So I was like, damn. Kind of sad. I want to go hang out with the fam and enjoy the Thanksgiving. Fucking eat some turkey, some sides, all the fixins,
What's your favorite side?
I was actually going to ask that. My favorite side? That's a good one. I've only had the basic white people side. So mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole. I fucking hate stuffing. I don't know
What?
why that's like a Thanksgiving, Christmas fixin', but
Fuck.
you like stuffing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What
I definitely do. Well, to be fair, I used to never like stuffing, and then I guess, I grew up a little bit. And this past Thanksgiving, I actually had the best stuffing I've ever had. That was really good. My girlfriend's grandma made it solid.
really?
Yeah. So,
Would that be your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
No.
Side dish?
no, man, that's tough. Side dish. Green bean casserole is always good.
I fucking love green bean casserole.
If you can meet somebody who makes good mac and cheese, that's hard to beat too.
it is.
But in my opinion, I don't know. I haven't had very, very many good mac and cheeses.
That's
It's
fair.
usually like out of a box.
Yeah.
So.
I've never been to like a Mexican Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Or like a Southern Thanksgiving. I feel like those two would be a little different.
Oh, for sure. Like usually that's all we ever have is like Mexican Thanksgiving and Christmas. My mom always makes like tamales, pozole, green chili, things like that. So
Fuck, that sounds fire.
it's like basically been my whole life.
Yeah, I heard they put like green chili on the fucking mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's pretty common. Like just
It sounds
just
good.
in general. It doesn't have to be a holiday for that, but yeah.
I would disagree.
Do you cook at all?
I do a little I whip it up every
Like
now
what?
and then. Like what? I fucking whip up a mean old hamburger helper.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No,
A Black
that's-
Thanksgiving would kill you, Xander.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the cholesterol?
No,
or-
probably it'd be a little too
The
spicy.
seasoning.
Yeah, for sure.
What do they think? What do you think they have? They have like that.
You don't even put pico on your burrito.
Fuck you. All right, We don't get. This doesn't have to be about me right now.
Okay.
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 But what do you think it is? It's like, do they have like a shrimp crawfish boil or?
Speaking of, my one of the schools I work for, we had like a little Thanksgiving feast, and this American lady made some like a crawfish boil. Needless to say, it was horrible.
Do you fuck with those? I sure as hell don't.
So I don't fuck with that one. You know, I've had good seafood boil. That was not one of them. It was actually one of the worst things I've ever smelled and tasted.
She took an L.
Yeah.
Did you tell her?
No, but based on the 50 people that were there and nobody ate it, I think
She got the hint.
I would hope. I would hope.
She has to hang up the gloves.
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting. So
Damn,
it's pretty unfortunate.
that does suck. My favorite side dish. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go with that green bean casserole, like we were saying. I never got it out, so I'm gonna get it out right now. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid choice. I've had some really good ones, so it's hard to beat.
Have you ever had like a bad Thanksgiving dish?
Yeah, I mean just like I said, that seafood boil was pretty horrible.
Who brings that to a fucking Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah,
Was she African American?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you would
yeah,
think
I
she
definitely
would
mentioned
know. Sorry, kind of tuned out of me.
that. Yeah.
When
I don't know what she was thinking, but clearly she wasn't. She's definitely not a cook. That was horrible. It smelled like the way like a lake smells.
oh god, swampy.
Yeah,
She's probably from the swamps too, though.
maybe.
Maybe.
Give her your number.
No,
Find out.
absolutely not. Is she attractive? Okay, then no. Solid no on my end. I don't know why you would,
I'm
try
just
to.
trying to help you.
Well, I need help in different ways, not in like fours and fives. I need like help with the sixes, sevens, the eights.
Well, it's all a matter of opinion.
A matter of opinion. So if I was like, hey, dude, this girl is a solid seven, and you're like, no, she's a five.
Yeah, I mean,
Matter of opinion right there.
I guess so.
We have two different opinions, my friend.
That's what they say.
That's the word around town.
How's your week been? What have you been up to? Aside from Thanksgiving.
My week was pretty good, actually. I did another podcast last week on Monday that dropped yesterday with this business owner. He owns Shiver and Shake.
Oh, right on. Oh, okay, yeah.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there, but I'm aware of like what it is and
Yeah, they do a whole spiel on creative like milkshakes and shaved ice.
yeah, I've seen their food truck a few times at like the Mineral Palace Park and stuff like that.
Yeah, they go-
yeah, Joseph likes it. My kid likes it.
They go
so.
hard. I haven't tried it. It's like diabetes just
I
waiting
know.
to happen.
I know that's like what holds me back. I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna be no headache eating that stuff.
But it
you
looks
know? It's
so
a lot of
good.
yeah, I don't doubt it.
So good. Other than that, I've been trying to create different content lately. Like I was saying earlier, people lately have been liking more personable, like you being you kind of authentic
Oh, for sure.
content. So I filmed a few videos the other night, edited them, and now I'm just gonna kind of like post them out throughout the next few weeks and see how they do. I'm honestly gonna create more content like that,
That makes sense.
probably this week, and just post them out and see how they do.
yeah.
I honestly can see why people like a more real you approach because it's you in front of the camera speaking your raw opinion instead
Oh,
of
for sure.
like a clip or me going up to a college student and asking him, if she tells you he's just a friend, what does that really mean? It's more like it's like authentic.
Yeah,
kind of
and
thing.
like you said, more personable. People can relate, I guess, a little better with something like that for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. My Thanksgiving wasn't bad. Like I said, I worked, unfortunately. And then Friday, we did the Street Champs show. That was fire. We got into my love life a little bit. Kind of a very, it's like a roller coaster.
That's how it goes, dude.
I know. It's like, I don't know. At this point in my life, I guess I can say I don't know what I want,
Dude, I wish I could tell you that it like gets better. You know what I mean? Like I mean, not necessarily. I'm not like talking about my love life in that sense, but I mean, just like in a general sense, I'm like, shit, I don't know what I want either. You know what I mean? It's tough.
I
It's
mean,
always
as far as
tough.
my goals, like I have an idea of what I want. I know what I want with those,
Yeah.
but as far as like a woman, like I know what I want at the end of the day, but I also want to be young and, go fuck around
Oh,
and
I
have
feel you.
fun, and
Yeah, dude.
go.
My advice is, live it up, and I think eventually everyone will find someone for the most part, you know what I mean? Just don't settle. You know what I mean? Just when you do decide to settle down, just make sure it's with a person you can stand being around, and
Yeah,
things like that. I know a lot of couples that I feel like they just settle, hence the fights and the all those things. I think that's where that stuff stems from
I
for the most
feel
part.
people just get lonely and they want to settle.
Oh, for sure. That's a
Like
huge part of it.
I don't mean the dog on her, but like my ex-girlfriend, and this was years ago, and I definitely learned from that relationship. But after like we broke up, she got into multiple other relationships, and it seems like she just wanted to like she didn't want to be lonely, like she didn't want to she wanted to settle. And I'm like, I mean, I want that too. I want a genuine mutual
Hmm.
connection, but I also want to like fucking work hard for what I want.
Yeah, and that's one thing that probably takes a lot of time is like maybe finding someone that has like not even necessarily similar goals, but they're not going to get in the way of your goals,
They're
your
patient,
ambition.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like really good relationships from what I've seen is that person, your significant other, will support you in your endeavors and kind of have your back. It's like they're not going to mind that you do the podcast, or they're not going to mind that you're doing this, doing that. It's when you have somebody who does have an issue with that, that's when you just know things aren't going to work, right?
Exactly.
When you have to start giving up things you have passion for.
And I don't want to do that. I want to find someone who loves and supports the passions I
Oh, for
have
sure.
and the work ethic I have, and you know, me as well to her. However that saying goes, like I want to be able to support them
Oh, of
and
course.
be a part of their journey. But I don't want to get to a point in my life where I have all this bread, all this dough, and all these girls just want me for the money now, and it's hard to
Hmm.
decipher, like, do they love me for me or do they love me for the money. And then you get into a relationship where you both are stacking bread, and it's like, all right, we're stacking bread, we're together, we get married, but then like they're fucking around, you're fucking around, and it's like, fuck, now this is just trouble.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I were you, just take it day by day. Don't rush into anything, and live your life. And I think naturally, something will happen. Some spark will
I
catch.
agree. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't been to Europe. I want to go to Europe,
Oh
Asia.
man, that'd be nice. I got a friend, he backpacked Europe for just like a whole summer, and man, it fucking looked amazing.
I'm
I was
sure
pretty envious of
you
him. I
can
was like,
travel
man.
pretty conveniently.
Well, yeah, well, and the way Europe is built, it's not like America. Like you don't necessarily need a rental car. Like feasibly, you can walk, you can bike, like just the way it's so close knit.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's crazy. You know what else is crazy? Diddy fucking throwing a Thanksgiving in prison.
I didn't catch that. I didn't see that, but that is pretty nuts.
It is
You know,
nuts.
I'm, but it's not surprising. I mean, the dude's a multi-millionaire. Of course, he's buying some favor in there. So
Yeah, you think he's like sucking dick in there, having people suck his dick,
probably. I
throwing
mean,
some Diddy parties in prison?
probably.
That'd be crazy. I saw a
I
picture. I
mean,
don't know if it was photoshopped, but there's a photo with him and a. I don't want to say it was his celly, but there was some baby oil in the background.
oh, that's hilarious. Yeah,
And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, AI is pretty crazy these days. It's
It
it's,
looked
it's
pretty
hard to.
real.
Well, yeah. I mean, AI looks pretty real. There's things I've seen that are it's pretty hilarious. But who knows? Who
Now-
who knows what the truth is? You know what? You should pen pal him, write him.
oh my god, I
See if
haven't
he'll
thought
respond,
about
dude.
that.
That'd be awesome.
Fuck. That would
That'd be
be
nuts. And then you
sick.
could like, if he ever replies, you could read it on the podcast. Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, what's up, Diddy?
you'd be
I
like,
don't
"What's
know.
up, baby girl?"
Oh god.
Like spray some of your cologne on the letter. I hear they like that. You know what I
Should
mean?
I like drizzle some baby oil on it?
Nah,
Nah,
it
too
might
much.
smear the ink.
It might. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want this to be like from the heart.
And
you
hey,
know?
who knows? What if that's your connection? You know what I mean? Like
To love?
maybe. You know, you don't know. You got to give it a shot.
You know,
Start off as friends. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything.
I'm going to say this right here, right now, because I also get this conversation at work. I'm like, I work with many women, and I shouldn't say we all, I definitely am very open about my love life and what's going on. And one of the coworkers was like, hey, hear me out. Don't knock it till you try it. Men. I'm like,
Oh, Xander.
let me just fucking set the record straight. I don't want to be gay. I don't ever want to be gay. I don't want any man. I want a woman. So no, I'm not gonna shoot my shot with Diddy. The fuck?
Yeah, it could be a life changer.
It could,
You know
but
what I mean?
for
But
what?
what if you guys hit it off and like a real connection? He's like, you know what? Not only am I gonna support your podcast, he's like, I'm gonna fund it. You know what? I'm gonna fund your life.
In return, what's gonna happen to my butthole?
Maybe it's the other way around.
Maybe I'm fucking giving it to him.
Yeah, we don't know.
Nah.
You know, we got to cut through the rumors, see what's real, or you know what? Maybe you guys just become really good friends.
Okay, I'm okay with the friendship part, but
Well, again, you gotta try, you gotta see what's out there.
what kind of letter? I'll have you write it.
Yeah, dude,
Give me a
just
little-
a friendship letter, like
Give me a little rundown.
Dear Diddy. Introduce yourself a little bit. Just let him know and say, hey, man, I'm doing a podcast, and I want to know a little bit more about you, the real you. I want to cut through the rumors. Hit me up. Spray some Adidas cologne on there.
You think he'll eat that shit up?
We'll find out.
I'm not saying that's a bad idea.
I'm saying I think it should happen.
You think I should shoot my shot?
Yeah. I mean, hey, the worst that happens, you never get a letter back.
Sure.
Best case scenario.
I get a letter back.
Oh yeah. Well, what would be the best case scenario for you in that situation?
I get a letter back with some money in it. He's like, here's this amount of dollars to start. I'm going to fund your podcast. Just keep writing me back. When I get out in a year, I'm going to come looking for you.
I bet that would be the best outcome for you, yeah. So having Diddy look you up, find you, come to Pueblo.
We'd have a whole party.
I bet. I don't doubt that.
It'd be a welcome home kind of party.
Fuck yeah, no lube, nothing.
Straight, just fucking raw dogging.
Yeah, Jesus.
Reverse the roles now. Why don't you write Diddy?
I'm a busy guy, Xander.
Okay.
I don't have the time anymore.
Wow.
I just can't do that.
Excuses is what I'm hearing. You're telling me not to make excuses, and now you're over here just making a fucking excuse for not writing Diddy?
I got 3 jobs. I got, serious relationship. I got, where's the time? Where's the time?
You make the time. What if you write him?
I don't need more friends.
But he can be that one friend,
He could.
like you were telling me. He can be like, listen, Tommie, you're working 3 jobs, dude. I know that's hard. Trust me, I'm an entrepreneur. I know how the life goes. I'm in prison. You think my life's not hard? It's hard.
I'd say probably not that hard though. When you got millions upon millions in the bank.
Exactly. So what if he hit you with, listen, Tommie, I'm going to give you this many fucking digits.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm. And in return, what?
I mean, obviously, you would have to maybe give it up for Diddy.
Nah. What I would do.
Or maybe he's watching you and your girlfriend, and he's
man.
just in the background just doing Diddy things.
Damn. That'd be nuts, dude.
But you don't have to work a day in your life.
Fuck. Nah, man. God damn. No.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm just not into that. That's
You're not into
wild.
a fucking buttload of money, not having to work a day in your life. All you have to do is let Diddy watch you and your fucking girl go to town.
Fuck, dude. That's brutal.
Yeah. To some, it might be.
Would you?
I don't have a girl, so I
Well,
don't
I
got to
mean,
worry about those kind of problems.
well, say you find a girl. He's like, I'll just be in the corner. He's like, I'm not even gonna say anything. He's like, I just, I might bust on your back, but he's not gonna like physically touch you or say anything.
As long as you clean it, Diddy.
Oh, Jesus.
For fucking, we're talking tens of millions of dollars.
What about just like 2 million?
2 million? I can make something with that.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I mean, it'd be dirty money, but
Literally.
literally dirty money. Or Diddy money.
Oh, shit. Doo-doo.
Crazy. It's a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, I mean, these definitely are crazy times.
Yeah, you think it
crazy
was
times.
crazier back then or crazier now? Or it was crazier back then, we just didn't hear about it as much as we do now.
To be honest, I think it was relatively the same, but like you said, it's just a different time, right? There's all these platforms and cameras, and everything's there's really no secrets anymore. Versus back then, you could just like not say anything. But I think probably all the same stuff's been happening for who knows how long.
Centuries.
Yeah, for sure.
Goes back to the dawn of time, maybe.
Yeah, there's like a common misconception that like we're smarter than the people in the 1400s, and realistically we weren't. We just have more advanced technology and things like that now. So realistically,
You're telling me you think we were not smarter now than a Neanderthal?
that's not what I said. No.
What did you say?
Like I'm saying, like the common human, like now, right? Like people in the 14, 15, 16, 1700s, 1800s.
All right, let's just
Like we all have the same brain.
you're right.
Yeah, I know.
We all have the same anatomy, and our bodies
We
all
we
are
know
the
more.
same.
Like we have more advanced technology, better medicine, like things like that. But it was all a progression through time.
Right.
Just like in 10 years, there's going to be better technology and so on and so forth. Doesn't mean those we're going to be necessarily smarter.
Let's put it this way: common day human right now. Let's say you, maybe not even you. Let's take. I don't even know what to
Zach.
take. Let's take Zach, for example, compared to, I don't know if we can compare him to a Neanderthal, though.
Nah.
Yeah, he'd
Well,
probably be
let's
on the
take,
same level.
let's say a Marine in the 1940s versus Zach, a Marine today.
I was going to go back to the Neanderthal days.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a different species. That's not really like comparable.
What would you compare a modern day Marine to a 1940s Marine?
What would I compare? Probably like work ethic, toughness. I don't know. Things
Yeah,
like
back
that.
then they actually fought for our country.
What are they doing now?
Just making sure illegals don't cross the border,
Oh, I see.
right? Or wrong? Do you have a different...
No.
Opinion?
I was just wondering. I don't really know. I don't know what the fuck our military's doing anymore.
I don't either.
So,
I just know from another good buddy what he's doing compared to what we were doing in the 1940s. Different ball game.
for sure. For sure. So,
We had Marines flying in fucking, I don't know what kind of airplanes they were, but 1940s airplanes into fucking Iwo Jima, fucking Guadalcanal, fucking, what else is the other one? Normandy,
oh yeah.
storming those fucking
Storming
bitches.
the beaches, yep.
And then fucking the bitches right after.
Jesus.
They
Yeah.
were getting down.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
How many brides do you think were left being single mothers back in the 1940s when
Oh, man.
our military was in Europe?
Oh, probably a lot. So like I'm a big I watch that show Unsolved Mysteries, right? The old version, the new version, and yeah, those are like common stories of some poor lady in Japan who had a baby with an American soldier she never saw again, and they're like on there trying to find him. So
That's wild.
seems to be pretty common.
I think that's still common.
Oh yeah, I mean shit, it's common locally anymore.
Very common locally, yes. It's more common now than it was. I don't know, actually. I don't know if that's a fair statement. We're just seeing more about it publicly now than it was back then. I've heard some stories about Asia.
What are those stories?
They called
I don't know much.
they called so what my dad told me when he was in the military is
Neanderthal.
R.I.P. He's still living. I love him. Anyways, back when he was in South Korea, they had this spot the soldiers would go to. It was called Hooker Hill.
Hmm.
And it was just like a strip. So imagine like downtown Colorado Springs where you have bars
Yeah.
down the fucking street, just one after the other, right across the street from each other, or even in Vegas on the strip. So imagine that, but for hookers and prostitution.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that known as like the red light district?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But in South Korea,
Hooker Hill.
probably in Japan, probably everywhere across Asia.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's pretty big in Europe too.
Very,
you
it's
know, so-
legal actually.
Yeah, in
prostitution.
most places. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think. I mean, yes and no, because it's. I would say it's consensual, right?
Well, yeah.
But then you don't know you could be getting afterwards. Do you think they test their hookers?
Probably, I think like in Amsterdam, that's a thing because that's like an actual like career. Like, as far as I know, I mean, I've never really looked into it too much, but I watched a documentary by Louis Theroux, and he kind of like explores that in Amsterdam. And yeah, they like are regularly tested, and you know
Let's
they're
look
like
it up.
in businesses and things like that. So
Safari's behind it, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
Do they test their hookers in wait for STDs in Amsterdam? Let's see what Google says. Oh, yes. Health clinics in Amsterdam provide free and anonymous STD testing for sex workers.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Comes with the territory, you know.
I guess that's fair. Do you think they're always going to come back? Like, there's going to be some. What if they test positive? Are they done just being sex workers? Do they
It's a good
fire
question.
them?
I mean, I would imagine so, right? I mean, who's paying for that?
You're essentially paying for an STD.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean,
That would be crazy. With that being said, I booked a flight for Amsterdam.
really?
No,
Oh, what the fuck?
but I want to.
I know. Mushrooms are legal out there.
Yeah, like a
mean,
lot
a lot
of
of
drugs
things are- yeah,
are
I mean,
legal.
that's-
Mushrooms, weed.
If
They
you,
put like
if you did go to Amsterdam, would you?
pay for sex.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a question I've had
and
to
mushrooms.
think. I have to battle with myself quite a bit. Would you ever pay for sex? Is the question. Because I'm never mind. Because this is in Amsterdam.
I mean, you know, get the full European experience.
Yes. Wait. No. I fucked that up. Yes, I would.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know. I see it in your eyes.
Would you?
Nah.
Oh, come
Not,
on.
not at this point in my life. No, definitely not.
What if your girl wasn't watching?
No.
Tommy, I know you'd be curious. You'd have a few drinks in you.
And that's why I'd go with you, and I'd be like, "Let me know."
I'm like, we're in this together.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means we're gonna go in, we're gonna find who we want, and we're gonna fucking. Here's $100.
Jesus, I'd probably just go chill at one of the coffee shops and
Get some
eat some mushrooms or something.
weed tea.
Oh yeah, you know, there's this movie I watched when I was like, I don't know, in high school or something. It's called Shrooms, and it's like a horror movie, I guess. But basically, these Americans take a trip to Amsterdam and they camp out in the like woods, and they make some mushroom tea, and they drink it because supposedly that's like the strongest way to like ingest it if it's done right. So, anyways, this group of friends drinks this mushroom tea and they start tripping out and people start getting murdered and stuff. And it was pretty crazy. But
What was it called?
shrooms.
That is crazy. You know what really got my interest in Amsterdam? Have you seen Harold and Kumar?
Of course.
The second one, Guantanamo Bay,
Mm-hmm.
where they go to Amsterdam.
Yeah. Or I remember, I think it's the second Deuce Bigelow.
Haven't seen Deuce Bigelow.
Are you fucking serious? The first one's pretty good. I mean, they're all pretty good. They got some funny parts.
Yeah, but that movie was, I love that movie because it was a time in my life where I was just vulnerable, watching the movie with some boys. We could all laugh, fucking relate to that, dream. We're like, yeah, we're gonna go to fucking Amsterdam one day and buy some hookers. We're gonna smoke some weed. We're gonna do some mushrooms. We're gonna fucking do it all in Amsterdam.
I mean, it would be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like just to go. I've always like been intrigued to see like just what the scene is like as far as like what like do they have good weed, better weed? Well, I don't smoke anymore, so I don't know.
Still, don't knock it till you try it, right? Like men.
Fuck, I guess.
But I stand on that.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Let me put it to you this way. I don't stand on men. I stand on the fact that I do not want a man.
Oh, okay. Thanks
What
for
the
clearing
fuck
that
were
up.
you thinking?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have to put some clarity on that shit.
Definitely had to. So, I don't know. But, anyways, what's your plan for the rest of the year? The year's almost over, man. This year flew by. Like, what do you have any immediate goals or,
Damn, we're gonna get deep just like that.
just switch it up a bit?
Yeah, my plan, I want to hit 200 subscribers on YouTube through these reels I've been posting and also like engagement within the community. So I think that's very doable. I want to still continue to post daily and build up a portfolio of reels that I can potentially post more than once a day.
Yeah, like strategically
Yeah.
drop or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good, because that's probably the hardest part for being like a content creator is the consistency and just keeping things fresh, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's tough. Outside of that, I haven't really put too much thought into it besides really the whole content creation. I guess I should, because the new year's coming up and I have some big goals I want to hit next year.
Yeah.
Each year is always going to be filled with ups and downs.
That's very
And each
true.
year you're always changed into another version of yourself. So I say like I want to set new goals for myself next year because I want to see what kind of changes physically, emotionally, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And what a whole year can do. I mean, there's a lot of goals I want to hit next year, but for this year, man, it's kind of tough.
It is. Like, I've been thinking a lot about that, just kind of like what you said. It's like, what version of myself do I want to see, I guess? It's difficult to say.
Do you have
It is.
anything you want to accomplish at the end of the year, or what kind of goals do
So,
you have?
I mean, just for the remainder of this month, essentially, man, I don't know if it's anything like super personable or personal. I want there to be a good start to the season for my kid. And, I feel like he's been putting the work in to make that happen, and it's not all just about wins and losses, but I'm hoping, there's some wins involved for sure. So, that's really what I've been doing the last, I don't know, long time, 6 months or so. I've been doing a bunch of private workouts. He's been doing a lot of one-on-ones. Every day after wrestling practice, we've been consistently hitting the gym. He's running, lifting, shadow wrestling on his own, things like that. So I feel like those things are going to pay off. I'm seeing it in the practice room. I saw it in a live scrimmage, on Saturday. So I'm just hoping, it translates to the mat when the lights are on, So we'll see.
I think it will.
I think so too. He has a pretty positive mindset compared to like last year as a freshman. I mean, we were just kind of in like a fucked up situation in general, like as far as like wrestling last year. This year he's definitely has like a renewed focus and passion for the sport, which I think is key. Last year he definitely was not loving it. So
A lot of work has been put in. We'll see what happens when, like you were saying, the lights come on. Maybe the nerves will get to him. Maybe they'll get to him, but he'll block him out, kind of thing, like they did last year. It got to him.
well, I feel like he's competed so much. Like essentially this summer, he like was able to repeat his freshman year in 2 or 3 days of wrestling. I mean, he had, I want to say 30 matches or so, and he did really well, really well. I want to say he only lost maybe 7 times, and none of those were via pin. Like, and he lost to some tough kids. He beat some tough kids too, and I think that kind of renewed, like, okay, wait, I am good. You know what I mean? Because last year, man, he took some beatings, and it was just tough for him to rebound from that stuff. Which, I mean, it's tough losing, but that's life, So that's one thing he's been figuring out, and like I said, it's been paying off in the room. This last, even on Saturday, he got beat up by a couple really good kids, but then he beat a lot of other kids too. So, he wasn't discouraged, that's for sure. He took a couple losses, and then he beat the shit out of a few kids.
That's
so,
good.
It's
cool to see his growth from being a
know.
little fat, chubby kid
I
to
know, dude. It's
being stocky now, and it's like, damn,
Yeah, he's like getting all ripped, and I'm like, oh my god, he's like getting
it's crazy.
Yeah, he's like getting into girls and stuff. Like he posted some picture on his fucking Snapchat the other day of him flexing, and his back's all ripped, and he's like, I got some girls messaging me.
He's risen up some girls now.
Yeah, he's looking for the huzz.
Looking for the huzz.
So I'm
Like father, like son, huh?
fuck. I'm like, stay focused.
I know what this life will bring you.
I'm like, worry about this shit in like March.
Yeah.
Let's
You're
get
like,
through the season first.
I know what that season will bring you, son.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I told him the other day, I go, with wins, the women will come. And he just like started laughing.
They will. They will. And then once you become a state champ, it's like, fuck. Different type of huzz right there.
Nah, he's a good kid though. So.
I've noticed that in high school, the girl has always been attracted to the wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean,
And especially if they were winners.
Yeah, I mean, generally they're like the toughest. I mean, they're not playing basketball or anything, so they're usually in shape.
Yeah.
So
You know what would be funny to see? Either in a match or just in general, someone just pressing someone and like, well, let's fight. Fucking guy takes off his clothes, like, all right, let's go.
Jesus,
Let's do it.
yeah, that'd be insane.
Starts fucking doing mat touches. He's like, come on, I'm ready.
That would be wild, dude. I would rather not see that.
Easiest way to win a fight, because the other person would not want to fight you, right? If you just took off your clothes and was like, all right, let's go. We're going to fucking do this. No lube.
Shit, dude, that'd be wild.
No baby oil.
Have you ever done something like that?
Have
Do you know
I?
from experience?
No.
Okay.
Have you?
No. Fortunately, I have not.
I mean, me and my homies used to fucking snuggle back in the day, but
Oh, wow.
nothing crazy.
Nothing too crazy, huh?
Yeah, we left our tops on.
So, so you were talking about, you had some goals. So what are some goals like outside of like your content? Like what are some personal things you're trying to accomplish next year?
I want to
like
be
12 months from today.
I want to be
Ideal situation.
more empathetical
Oh yeah.
and patient with people
Yeah, I fucking
when it
suck at
comes
things,
to
but
my
they-
job.
Nice.
So far, I've been reaching that goal, but it's all like day by day when it comes to work. Like I gotta come into work in a good attitude. So lately, it kind of has been, and it's been you play into the banter and the conversations that you and your other coworkers have. We work in a stressful job.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt
And
that.
there's no doubt that the healthcare workers are freak leaks. So we all have stories to tell. And we all have conversations to be had. We have fun having conversations and just bullshitting with each other and talking about random shit, freaky shit, stupid shit, goals, inspirational stories, their life, whole 9 yards. So that is a very big driver in like my attitude throughout the day. Because if there's no conversation, I'm just like
Yeah,
head
the day
down.
sucks
Yeah,
for
it
sure. Yeah,
sucks.
I know what you mean.
But if we have like some good conversation, it's like, all right, this day is going by a little better. So that definitely plays into my attitude when it comes to work. But
Hmm.
I'd say that's one thing as far as for work is to be more patient and empathetical with, people I deal with.
Yeah, the one thing in my life, like especially as an adult, but probably my whole life too, is like, man, I lack empathy. And not like it's not that I like. I don't know. I think I do it like without thinking, or I don't know. But that's something I'm trying to work on too. 'Cause I'm
It's
like,
hard,
yeah, it's hard to. Yeah. Yes. To say the least, it's
to say the
definitely
least.
tough. You know.
Very tough.
And I'm like, but yeah, that's something I think I've been getting better with overall too. But it's something I definitely gotta continue to improve on. So
Yeah. I would say a few other things. I want to, I mean, I'm naturally a confident person, but my Riz is horrible.
oh yeah, I know. I've seen it firsthand.
Damn.
But what I will say, I still think you're confident. You just gotta like fine tune some things. You know what I mean?
I'd say so.
Because like it's I've seen worse. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I'm not horrible.
No, like I said, you just gotta like fine tune a couple things. Like you're confident. Like I've never seen you like not approach and not shoot your shot. It's just when you're shooting the shot, you gotta be a little more accurate.
Explain a little.
Ah, dude.
What
Okay.
have I said?
Okay, so just one thing sticks out in particular. One night at the Senate, right when my girlfriend was kind of like your wing woman, right? And they're playing like some Sexy Red or Cardi B or something. I go back and you're doing the fucking robot.
The robot?
That dude, that one I was like, fuck, dude, no one can help you with that.
I'm doing the robot?
Yeah, I'd even go with the fucking music. Everyone's like, damn, and I'm like, Xander, dude.
I don't recall me doing the robot.
Oh, I do.
I mean,
I definitely recall
I can
it.
recall some situations where I'm just getting down and groovy.
That wasn't one of them. That was not one of them. But, you know, like I said, maybe, just fine tune the dancing skills might help. I don't know. Do you know how to like actually dance?
No.
Oh shit. PCC used to offer classes to the public. They like legit would like show you how to dance. It was like $100 for like 6 weeks or something. Twice a week you go and, you know.
Yeah, I gotta work on my dance moves.
Yeah.
I just go and vibe.
Which
Some-
which isn't bad, but like I said, the vibe of the robot, I'm like,
I
fuck.
don't think I was doing the robot.
I 1,000,000.
I do not believe you.
You were. You were. I'm telling you.
I don't believe you. We must have been very shit faced.
Always. Every time we hit the bar, it's yeah,
It's been very bad.
yeah.
You can't throw up too, so it kind
Oh,
of
dude, I know, man. I feel like that sucks.
It
like,
must suck.
Like, cause my cousins, dude, they used to party down and then they like puke and keep going. And me, I'm like, fuck, dude, I get all sick and I'm like, my night's done. But what I will say is, for some reason, I can drink an ungodly amount of alcohol. I haven't drank in a long time though, probably since the last time we went out, which was God knows how long. So
I'm not the same. Once I throw up, I'm done. Take me home.
yeah, I'm like, but man, what I will say is we can put some down though, huh?
We can. I
Like-
don't think
like-
that it would be like that now.
Fuck, dude. That's what I always tell myself, and then like I'll drink again, and I'm like, God damn, how can I do it still? I'm like, one of my best friends growing up, he was kind of like the friend who he made it so far, right? Like he's like has a shitload of money and all this. But anyways, we were talking the other day, and he was like sending me some videos, and he has these alcohol cabinets, right? And like 2 big ass ones filled with fucking shit I've never heard of. He's like, oh, this is a 28-year bottle of whiskey, and it tastes like this and tastes like that. And I was like, fuck, dude, I remember we used to slam $9 bottles of rum into my fucking garage as kids. You know what I mean?
You guys
So-
were wildin'.
Oh, dude, man, the high school stories, man. Yeah, dude, me, Hector, Eddie, we used to get down. Dude. It'd be us 3 and we'd slam like a liter of the cheapest, worst fucking alcohol ever, and then we'd like go to a party. Or Hector, he lived right across the street from me, and for whatever reason, his mom like let us use the garage as like our personal like party spot. And man, dude, fuck, 4 years straight of just doing
Butt
whatever.
fucking each other.
Nah, but we'd get fucking smashed, dude. And it was fun though. We had some good times.
The
We had-
party scene was way different back then.
You know, but even before me, like when my older brother was growing up, that I feel like that was like the peak of partying. I mean, there was kegs every weekend, and it was just like a different vibe. Because even when I was in high school, like it's kind of boring. Like if I'm like even thinking back, like me and my friends had a good time, and like there were parties, but they were kind of lame. You know, sometimes it wasn't like when my brother was growing up, and I'm not sure how it is now. I mean, we just hit the bar. And it's cool. I mean, we make a good time, so
Yeah. Even college parties now are lame.
it's what I hear. It's what I hear. Yeah, someone was telling me the other day. They're like, "Dude, it's always a fucking sausage fest." I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks."
Well, I've heard like because like Wolf Village, right?
Yeah.
They used to fucking go hard. And now it's like you fucking drive down the street on a Friday night and nothing's fucking happening.
Yeah, you know, who knows? Who knows? Times are changing, so
Yeah, everybody wants to go to the bar now.
yeah, it's something I used to like not mind. Like when me, you, and Marcus, and like Jody, we'd go hit the bar or whatever. That was always fun. You know, we always have a good time. But fuck, man, I always end up spending a bunch of money,
Yeah, I know.
and I don't think about it in the moment until the next morning, and I'm like, God, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, me too.
So,
And then the next morning you're all hungover and it's like, fuck.
God.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's why, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't drinking a really long time, so.
Yeah, I don't really drink that much either. I mean, I don't really drink at all, hardly.
That's
And honestly, I kind of feel better about it too, because the morning after, like,
Oh, yeah, it's always regret
yeah,
for me. I'm just like, fuck,
I just
dude.
don't feel
And
good.
then I always got something to do also. Like, it's never just like, oh, I can like sleep all day or chill. It's always like, oh, fuck, dude, I forgot we have a 9 a.m. wrestling practice. Or like, or fuck, man, we got a 4 a.m. tournament or, whatever it is. I'm just like, fuck.
I guess that's another thing I want to kind of take into next year is being mindful about, like, bad habits like that.
Yeah, one thing I'm trying to change. So this last, like, I want to say today will mark probably the third. Wait, so Sunday, Monday. Yeah, today would be the third day in a row of me consistently working out and hitting the gym. I'm trying to get back in shape and let myself go. So I feel like shit about that. But yeah. So hopefully within this next year, definitely got to get back into the jiu-jitsu scene. I've been MIA for a little while. Mainly because my dumbass spent a bunch of money on a fucking car that I don't even have anymore. But live and learn. So here we are.
Here we are. Yeah, I want to do that too, but it's hard in my situation because I got a lot of financial responsibility.
Yeah, a lot. Like I said, I really fucked up with with that fucking car situation, and I feel pretty stupid about that. But that'll be all rectified shortly. So
That's good. Yeah, I kind of made a mistake earlier in the year that put me in the financial hole, and now I'm paying the price for it.
yeah, that's what fuck. I guess that's life, dude. I was like, I know people, I guess, in worse situations. So
Yeah, it's wild. Have you ever been to jail?
no,
No?
no. No, I've never been arrested or anything like that. I've never actually even had a ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, actually,
God bless.
I guess
God
that's
bless
why.
you.
Dude, when I was 20, bro, I was like, I think 2 weeks away from being 21. I got 2 MIPs in one night.
Oh,
So that's like the
bad boy.
So that's probably like the worst that's ever happened. to
You're a
me.
naughty, naughty boy.
Yeah, it was fucked up. Paid a shitload of money to get through that. That sucked.
Yeah. But again, it's life. You live and you learn. And that's just a part of the challenges you got to face in life and be responsible for. I guess everything happens for a reason, is what they say.
That's what they say. That's what my mom always said.
Yeah,
But,
that's what
you know,
everybody, a lot of people always tell me that. I'm like, well, fuck, man. Like, this happened. I mean, I guess there's a good outcome from it because it makes me like rethink decisions now. But in the moment, it was like, wow, this fucking sucks. This is shitty.
oh, for sure. So I feel you. I guess you can look at any situation like good and bad. There's probably always a positive outcome or a negative outcome. You know, I mean, it's all, I guess, a mindset thing. Because you're right. I mean, I guess feasibly, if you do things right, anything will have a good outcome, no matter how shitty the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. I want
like,
to.
like I got a friend. I mean, and I guess this is pretty common, and I won't name drop or anything, but as an adult, he's been like in and out of prison and on and off drugs and things like that. And then like he found religion and is like super religious, but whatever, it keeps him sober and out of prison. So, I mean, whatever works for people, I guess. But like I said, I guess there was a positive outcome of all his choices.
Yeah,
In a sense, I
unfortunately.
mean, it took a long time, but it's
Yeah.
working out now.
There's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah, a ton. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. You're right.
It's crazy. Like this one guy, he was from Pueblo. His dad was a lawyer in Vegas, but his mom came down here and married someone, so he grew up in Pueblo. And this was probably back in the 90s. I don't know. This is just from a story I read and did some research on. Grew up with some pretty well known names in Pueblo. Had a lot of fun, dabbled into some stuff that was a bad habit for him. Took him down a wrong path. He ended up robbing a casino in Vegas for millions of
Did he
dollars.
get away with it for
He did
a
at
minute?
first,
Yeah.
yeah. But what got him in trouble is he had an accomplice. This was one of the things that got him in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
She was from Pueblo. She went out to Vegas for some support in her life because
Mm-hmm.
she was in a tough spot. After everything was said and done, she came back down to Pueblo. She mentioned it to her parents or she mentioned it to people about what happened. So people in Pueblo kind of started getting word about what happened, but they didn't have any jurisdiction. So he's, has all this money. He's spending it honestly strategically because he would go to the casino with some chips, but he also had some money with him.
Mm-hmm.
So he would gamble with the money, get some chips, and then just sneak in some of the chips with
I see.
that. And he did that for a while. Um, I forget how he got caught, but long story short, he got caught, went to prison, he got out, but he ended up making something of himself. Now he owns a roofing company
Well, right on.
and is doing very well for himself. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about
Oh, that's
him
cool.
and about his services.
That's
How he's
cool.
like, he cares, he's a genuine person. And yeah, he made a mistake, but he's actually like a really good guy. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I,
wow.
I I think that would be tough to come back from, like just like a prison sentence in general. You know what I mean? That'd be tough to get out of the system and to really like straighten your life up. I think I'm glad I have never went down that route.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like going to like being incarcerated in any capacity is it's demoralizing.
Has to be for sure.
And then you're around people who
That criminal mindset.
yeah,
And then it'd be hard to stay out of trouble too. You know what I mean? So
there's this saying it's very easy to get into trouble. It's the hardest thing to do to get out
oh, for
of the
sure.
whole legal circumstances.
Yeah, well, one of my cousins, man, I always felt bad for him. So when he was in, it all started in eighth grade. He and his friend had they'd always walk to school every day together, right? His friend, one morning, drinks like 4 shooters, right, on the way to school. He didn't have a backpack, my cousin did, and he goes, "Hey, let me put these bottles in there, or whatever. We'll throw them when we get to school." Puts them in there. Well, my cousin's friend gets sick at school, throws up, vodka everywhere or whatever. Well, they walked in together. My cousin hadn't drank at all, but they went through his backpack, found the empty shooter bottles, and essentially he gets in some trouble. They gave him like an MIP is what happened, and that came with a fine, and he had to do community service. And I swear, dude, he has just never been able to like get out of that hole. Like he did his community service, but then he started smoking weed. So then they put him on probation, and then he couldn't pass a UA because he wouldn't stop smoking weed. And I mean, it's just been this like chain, and now he's like, I don't know, 35 or something, and just still like just minuscule things, but he's always like in trouble. So it's like he never got off probation. I swear that's what it seems like. And I was like, fuck, man, that's a rough life.
Yeah, it's tough. Let's get into something a little lighter.
Yeah.
For people who are watching and don't know, this guy is a smart fucking man.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. You're like a fucking math genius.
Sometimes. You know, it depends on what we're doing.
Math. We're doing math.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to a certain extent.
What got you into teaching? Why did you want to become a teacher?
Oh, I never wanted to. So, to be 100% honest, this is exactly how it happened. So, one of my brother's like best friends ends up getting a job my junior year in high school. And I don't know, they made him like the greenhouse teacher or something. It was weird, right? But for whatever reason, I was the only kid in the class, junior and senior year. But on my transcript, it says I was a tutor for those 2 years. So anyways, fast forward, I graduate high school, I move up here. And initially, I wanted to do, you know, to be honest, I've never really known what I wanted to do with my life. I love to write. I had a scholarship for writing to like a junior college, but I didn't want to go to that college. So I moved up here and I needed a job. So I started applying for like work study positions, all kinds of stuff, because I just couldn't envision myself working at like a fast food or something. I'm just, I don't know, I'm not made for that. Anyways, I get an interview at PCC to be a tutor, and they were like impressed that for 2 years of my high school career, I was a tutor, but realistically, I wasn't. Anyways, I go through this grueling, like, fucking process of getting hired, and essentially I just like lied, right? I was like, yeah, like of course I was a tutor, and I get the fucking job, and I was like, oh my god, you know. So anyways, I was working with a like a pre-college program. It was called like the Hope Bridge program. We helped prisoners who were like transitioning back to like just normal life. Some of these dudes had been incarcerated for 20 plus years, and some of them had a GED, some of them didn't have a GED, some were going to college, some were going to the workforce. So we were just working on things to prepare them for that. And what ended up happening was they started siphoning through a bunch of math teachers. Like for whatever reason, everyone kept quitting, or whatever the case was. And at first, my first like year of doing that, all I did was like grade papers. I never even helped anybody. Like no one, I don't know. I just graded papers. It sucked. And anyways, during this time as a student, I switched from like a literature major to math for, honestly, I don't really know why I did that. Like growing up, I was never like the best student. So anyways, I'm doing math. I think at this time I had just got through Calculus 1. And one of the teachers I was working with, she was having trouble explaining like, certain things like the quadratic formula specifically. And she goes, hey, after class or like when everyone leaves, can you like help me with this? So I help her. I like explain it. And she goes, oh, cool. Tomorrow you're going to teach this to the class. And I was like, no, like I didn't want to. And she's like, no, you have to, because I can't. She's like, you explained it to me. She's like, you're like pretty natural with it. And I was so fucking nervous. So fast forward the next day, everyone comes in. Palms are sweaty, dude. I did not want to be there. I almost called off. And then whatever, I teach the lesson. And suddenly, like, I don't know, everyone in the room seemed to understand it. And I was like, oh, shit. And they were like thanking me and all this stuff. So at that point, the teacher I was working with was like, hey, I'm leaving after this semester. She's like, but you need to become a teacher. Like, like it's natural, you're really good at it. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't know, dude. So anyways, I finished my first degree and I got an opportunity to teach some like pre-college courses, specifically math and science, but I don't like to tell people that, just math. I like to specialize in that. So, that's how it started. I just started teaching pre-college courses at the community college here, and it took off from there. And fast forward to COVID, I get laid off. I was teaching GED courses at the county jail, which was that was kind of a cool gig. I was getting paid a shitload of money to like work 6 hours a day basically, and that was cool. But like I said, COVID happened. I get laid off. I'm getting all this COVID money. That stuff ends in whatever 2021 or whatever year it was. I applied to be a tutor at my son's middle school initially. Okay, they call me in for the interview. They're looking at my resume and my credits for college. At this time, I had taken a break from college. I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life. I was like, whatever, I could be a tutor at a middle school. Well, I always switched majors in college because, like I said, I was never really sure what I wanted to do. But with that said, I built up enough credits in history and math to be deemed what's called highly qualified at the time. And she goes, well, we need a history teacher. And I was like, fuck. Okay. Like, I ended up accepting their offer. And man, I remember my first week sucked, dude. Like, I had never handled a shitload of 12-year-olds, you know what I mean, for one. And plus, it wasn't the best school. So these kids were kind of out of control. But anyways, I get my bearings. I had a couple good mentors that, showed me what to do, what not to do, things like that. And I want to say by 2022, I ended up, getting like teacher of the year and things like that. So I put in a lot of work, tried my best. It ended up working out. And then ever since then, I was like, yeah, I guess this is my calling. Last year was a tough one for me. I almost changed careers, but I was like, you know what? I'll give it one more shot. I'm at a new school, an online school. That's been pretty cool. Really relaxed, really chill, really different. So I'm doing that. I'm still working at a college a couple times a week. So it's nice,
Damn, that was a really long story.
Yeah. You asked.
I did.
So, yeah.
Thank you for educating me.
Always.
You've always told me, though, like, the education system is kind of fucked.
Yeah. It's in shambles right now for sure. Like I said, this is my first year doing online, so it's like that's just like a different realm in itself. But as far as like a brick and mortar school that I was working at the last few years, it was tough. It was tough as far as like the lack of discipline. Schools, in my opinion, at least from what I've experienced, are almost fearful of punishing kids because they don't want to lose that kid to a different school. So
it becomes like a numbers thing and money.
Yeah. It's exactly. I mean, that's really exactly what it is. So,
It's crazy because when I went to that school, it wasn't nearly as bad as how you explained to me now. Like, we actually had some good, solid kids. They were solid students. You had some bad eggs every now and then.
of course.
I wasn't a bad egg, but I mean, I didn't have my head on straight at the time, but I didn't necessarily get into the amount of trouble that some other kids were. They didn't fear discipline or suspending people or expelling people like they do now. So it's crazy to see that whole time shift.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like when I was growing up, I was a bad kid, but I was always getting suspended and I was like failing classes and things like that. I saw things where it's like students went MIA for 2 months and somehow were like passing their courses, or like, they're cussing at the teachers or getting in fights, and like the biggest punishment is they get sent home for the day and then they're back the next day doing the same shit. So that was pretty mind blowing. I was like, oh man.
Or, like you were telling me a time ago, like some kids were like sexually assaulting other students and they wouldn't get any kind of reprimands.
Yeah, that was another thing that was pretty crazy. I myself, fortunately, did not witness these things. These are things that happened at the school I was at. Parents complained, things like that. I mean, there was a lot of misconduct, that I see, and I'm not saying every school's like that, but unfortunately, where I was at, it was a big part of our culture. It was a bad culture. I mean, multiple fights every single day. And again, not that other schools aren't having fights and aren't probably having similar situations. I think the biggest difference was those schools do something about it versus we did nothing about it. And it was a very tough environment to grow. It was a tough environment to go to work every single day. It was tough.
Kids are gonna get away with stuff if they know they can get away with it.
Oh, of course. You
And
know,
that's kind of what happened.
and that's why, like, I would always say, like, it's hard to even blame the kids because why wouldn't you do crazy things if you know, like, the biggest thing is, like, okay, you might get a phone call home, maybe, or you might just get sent home for the day. So why wouldn't you smoke weed in the hallway? Or why wouldn't you tell your teacher to fuck off? Or why wouldn't you get in a fight?
It is crazy. That school had so much funding going into it, and they're like, no, no, it's not going to shut down. We're not going to shut down. We have a good, like, 5-year plan, is what they were telling the media. And then boom. Like, what, this year, last year, they just closed their doors.
Yeah. Last year was the final straw. You know, from my understanding, for years they had, you know, prior to me being there, they had financial difficulties, money coming in. No one really knows where that money was going. I don't know. What I do know is it was in shambles last year, the last couple years, but last year was definitely the worst of it. You know, staffing issues, of course, you know, problems with the students. Again, it was a tough environment to work. So, you know, they'd hire a teacher. They'd last a week, 2 weeks. They're like, no way, you know, because it's tough to go to a place every single day where the kids run it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was tough. Not having support from like the administration and things like that. That was hard. So
That's fair. I'm glad you're in a better spot now. You know, so that's good with the bad. I got an email recently from one of my former teachers at the health academy at Centennial, and they're looking for basically a teacher to help teach some classes there at the health academy. And
that's
she
cool.
forwarded the email to me, and I've always liked teaching. I got enough experience in EMS under my belt where I can, you know, give a foundation of what to expect going into the job. As far as knowledge base, I mean, I can tell you how to stop the bleeding, patch up a wound, basic stuff. But when it comes to, okay, well,
Give it IV.
when they're
Pretty solid with that.
super solid at IVs, but when it comes to like explaining the anatomy and physiology behind it, I can explain some of it to an extent, but I mean, nothing. I can't go back into the book and learn.
Well, yeah, and they're probably not expecting, you know, I mean, they have anatomy and physiology classes, you know what I mean? They're not
They do.
expecting you to dive that far. It's probably more so like what you're saying, like, hey, what to expect, maybe just some basics on like, hey, this is how you would, you know, I don't know, greet a patient or whatever.
The thing about it is you'll have to come up with lesson plans, you'll have to grade papers, all this and that stuff. And I'm like, I don't think I can do that right now in this point in my life because I already have such a workload going on.
Yeah.
And to add that other workload, that's like teachers have a huge workload doing this. So I don't know if I can like mentally keep up with everything going on and to have to physically put the work in to do that. I've had some people tell me like you'd be a great fit for it, including this person and another person as well. But I'm like,
Well, yeah, and I could give you some tips and stuff on how to make that a lot easier. It's not as hard as you think, and to be honest, it is like a good. Like I always tell people, because I got a friend, he makes a bunch of money doing like the wind turbines, and he's always trying to be like, oh, like I'll get you hired. But I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I get summers off, I get vacation, and it's like, man, it's a tough trade, you know. I'm like to get a lot of time off paid, you know. That it's like, yeah, I understand that I might make $100,000, but you're also buying every minute of my day, and I don't know, I just can't make that switch.
yeah, I like the balance I have right now. And it's gonna get into more of a balance for me in the
Yeah.
future. So I'm gonna really appreciate that in the future. And I don't want to just add another workload on top of me with everything going on.
course.
So I mean, I appreciate the email and I looked into it and I I would love to, but because I love teaching. Like when we have students come in, either like high school students
Hmm.
or nursing students, I'm always like willing to teach them how to do an IV, or
That's
like
cool.
this is how you do an IV, because nobody really shows them. And it's a very important critical skill in
It
situations.
really is. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of like bad nurses I've seen that can't give
Exactly.
an IV or they'll blow a
Exactly.
vein, and that just turns people off in general from
Yeah.
hospitals.
They rely on, so they call us a tech, quote unquote, but as an EMT in the hospital, in the ER specifically, like you're the one doing all the IVs.
Yeah, of
There's
course.
some nurses who are good at IVs, but most of the time when we have an IV, they are like, hey, Xander, can you go grab this IV? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go grab it. But at the same time, like, I would want the whole team to be efficient and good at doing this basic skill because there's a lot of nurses out there, like you were saying, that are not good at this very basic skill. And it's like,
Hmm.
well, you get intimidated, you get discouraged, and you don't even try.
Oh,
Those are
for sure.
three things that are going to make you better if you attempt it, and they don't even attempt one of those things.
Hmm.
They're like, "Oh, we have an IV. Xander, go grab it." I'm like, "Well, did you even like try
I
at
know.
all?" And it's like, "No, I didn't." Or it's like, "Oh, I poked him twice, or I poked him this many times," and I go in there, I get it on the first try, and I'm like, "Wow." There's been some instances where it's been like a challenging vein, but there's been a lot of instances where they had a great vein, and I'm like, "What? How did you not hit this?"
No,
I'm
exactly.
so confused on how you didn't hit this. This is such a basic, crucial skill. So for me to just give my knowledge and experience to the future students coming into the career field, like I like doing that, just because I let them know I'm like, hey, there's a lot of nurses who are bad at this skill.
Hmm.
And if you can be able to do this in a critical situation, you're going to be one step ahead of the
Oh,
game.
for sure.
You'll be able to be a more efficient team member to, your staff members and coworkers. So to learn this is super important. Don't just like shy away from it when you have that
Yeah,
opportunity. If you have that opportunity, do it. Go for it.
exactly.
I let them practice on me sometimes because I
Oh,
got
fuck
great
that.
veins, and I'm like, all right, well, fuck it.
Yeah, that's insane. I hate getting my blood taken or IVs or hospitals in general, but yeah, I could have never.
Shit, but I did a great job though.
No, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I was all sick as fuck.
I
So
know.
yeah, but yeah, you got it right away. But I mean, I got pretty decent
You got
veins. You
good
know what I
veins.
mean? So I'm like, you know,
It's also kind of nerve wracking when you see people come into the
oh, I
ER.
bet.
I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen people I know come into the ER and I've had to start an IV on them, and sometimes I just let the nerves get to me. I get it, but it's like, oh man, I know this person. If I don't get it,
Yeah,
they're
you're
gonna
like,
think of me differently.
yeah,
They're gonna be like, you fucking suck at your job. I'm like,
yeah,
ah, fuck, I don't want that to be the
yeah,
case.
exactly.
So it's always nice when I see people come in and I know them and I provide essentially good customer service
Exactly.
and provide like a service that's efficient and dialed in. So I guess like you can say like I kind of take a little bit of pride in that
Oh well, yeah.
because
I mean, you should. It's your job.
yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
it's nice. One thing I hate more than ever though, two things is when I have to splint someone or clean out a really big dirty wound,
Oh yeah, it's probably
especially on the
brutal.
head,
Yeah, it's probably pretty brutal.
because we got to use water, and I use water. I use this little squirt bottle,
Hmm.
and if it's on the head, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna get all over your face. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to mitigate this the best as I can. I'm gonna lay some towels down. It's gonna be like you're just going to sleep. You got a towel blindfold over your head, over your eyes. You'll be okay. I'll try to get the water, but no promises.
Yeah.
But if it's anywhere else on the limb, on the body, I'm like, okay, cool. But then splinting is so tedious. You gotta measure out the size of the
Hmm.
cut. You gotta size them up. You gotta go and splint them. It's a fast process because once you wet the material, it
Yeah.
starts to
Yeah.
harden. So it's like, god damn,
You better be right. Yep.
But it's kind of fun too at the same time because you do a lot of conscious sedations where you got to put the person to sleep essentially with like really hardcore drugs. Not hardcore, but drugs that'll make
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
unconscious and what is the word? Sedate them.
Hmm.
So like they use ketamine for one, which is a really good drug. It's a really good pain reliever,
That's what I hear.
and
Yeah.
they just like go off to whatever they're dreaming of. It's funny to see their reactions, but you also get to see the doctor put the bone back into place. Like the other day, we had to put it was deformed, but his wrist was broken, and he had to put it back into place. So when he like got some traction on it and put it back into place, I heard this big pop. I
Hmm.
was like, oh, all right, you popped my cherry right there. But yeah,
Yeah.
so there's some good moments, there's some bad moments.
I bet. So what are your goals like career wise? Like, are you trying to stay in the medical field forever, or are you still trying to figure all that out?
You know, it's hard because given my situation right now, I'm put in a spot where I realistically have to wait a certain time frame to apply to fire departments.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not applying to fire departments, but it puts me in a spot where for insurance purposes, I have to wait a certain amount of years to be able to actually get hired on.
Hmm.
So it's either I am going to stay where I'm at for the next few years, still build that experience, or I'm going to go back into like wildland firefighting
Oh
because you
yeah,
don't
that's
have
right.
to go through a whole background check and a whole like driver insurance policy or whatever to be able to work with them. But again, given my situation, that's going to be also hard to juggle with what I got going on right now. So I'm going to see what opportunities arise within the next month and a half and kind of see what fits me. I think what will be good for me is to stay working where I'm at for another year and then see what happens outside of that. That'll give me enough time to complete most of what I need to get completed, and then kind of see what goes on from there. I would like to, if I don't get hired on with a fire department, I would like to go back into wildland firefighting until I get hired on with a fire department just to kind of do that job and have fun with it and get some more experience in the whole firefighting world. But I want to work for a fire department within the next like 5 to 6 years before I'm like 27
Right on.
is my goal. Either here in Colorado or outside of Colorado. I haven't really decided on that. It would be great to live somewhere that's commutable, but everywhere is in demand for firefighters.
Yeah.
So it's not just Pueblo, Colorado. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere is hiring for
Yeah.
firefighters. So
Well, that's cool. So yeah, I never know. Might open some doors elsewhere, or whatever.
yeah, exactly. So we'll see how the whole uh, lore behind me changes and if it changes at all in the next few years. I feel like what you were told is, uh, I mean, there's some truth to it, but there's also not a whole lot of truth to it because I was told by I'll say, hiring manager of that agency
Hmm.
at the time that happened. He was like, just come back in 2 years,
Yeah.
you know, grow
Everything's
up a
all
little
good.
bit,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens from them. And I emailed him when they hired again. I was like, hey, like, I still have these references. Would it be better to get new references or can I keep these? And he replied back and he was like, I mean, I would like to see new
Of
references,
course.
basically.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so he, took the time out of his day to reply back to me
No,
saying
of
that.
course.
So I was thinking back on this yesterday and I was like, so, I mean, this was just like recent within the last year and a half. So I don't think there's zero opportunity to go back and work for that agency. I think there's just a lot of I'd say controversy that surrounds my name that some people don't agree with,
Hmm.
which is understandable. A lot of the people I have met who work for Pueblo Fire um, have two different opinions. Most of the people I have met support what I'm doing, and they support the social media side of making a fire department look good.
Right
But
on.
they also agree that you can't portray yourself on social media in a way that a department will be like, yeah, we
No,
can't
I
hire
mean,
you.
yeah, which makes sense. You know what I
So
mean?
it does
So,
make sense. So I don't think there's no chance of me going back. I just think things take time,
mm-hmm,
and I just gotta kind of play the cards
mm-hmm.
and see what is dealt in the future.
No, yeah, I'm just gonna ride the wave, see what happens. But I think it'll work out one way or the other.
Yeah,
Like you said, who knows what doors will open in the meantime. In between all that, maybe life takes you in a completely different direction.
yeah,
So,
exactly. I would want to work for Colorado Springs, to be honest with you, just because it's a big enough department where their call volume is so diverse. It's not
oh, I
just
bet
medical calls, but they got the
like
Rocky
bears and
Mountains. Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
all kinds of shit. They got like special teams for different things. They got a special like motorized team for like Guardian of the Gods and different types of rescues out in like really rugged terrain. So they have a dirt bike team. They have like a special rescue unit. They have obviously the heavy rescue. They got all kinds of shit. And it's like way different than Pueblo because Pueblo, we don't have the mountains right there. We don't have too many trenches or anything like that. And the call volume, I mean, it's slowly rising, but it's like pretty stagnant, pretty static. So it's like 20,000 or so a year, and Colorado Springs is like 70,000 a year. So that's just a big increase right
Oh,
there.
for sure.
So you're gonna see a lot more. You're gonna do a lot more. You're gonna be a lot more busy. I mean, being young and ambitious going into the field,
Mm-hmm.
you just want to see it all.
Oh, for
So for
sure.
me, that's like that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean that would be a great opportunity, and it'd be pretty cool to just do different things aside from like getting called to a fire. You know what I mean? It'd make for good stories, that's for sure.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yesterday there was a really bad car wreck just up the street, and I'm just like thinking, like imagine the type of shit you would see
Oh, I know.
that would just be like crazy. Like I was
Yeah.
just thinking to myself, like there's potentially gonna be a time in my life where there's gonna be a super bad car wreck or like just a super bad incident where like I'm holding this person's hand and they're fearing for their life that they're gonna die, and I'm just over here like trying to calm them down, like saying you're not gonna die. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna let that happen. Like we're gonna help you.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
And I'm
intense.
just like holding their hand, talking them through it, and then next thing you know, like you're holding their hand and they die right there. I'm
Yeah,
like, fuck.
that's probably pretty common, like in that field. I mean, I'd
Oh
imagine.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that'd be quite an experience
it
for
would.
sure.
It would. I'm all for it, but yeah, it would be fucking crazy. That's for sure. But it's all rewarding.
Oh, for sure.
Like the job itself is super rewarding. Like you get to play dress up all the time. All the fucking huzz love you. Like it's the greatest job in the world,
Yeah,
hands down, for sure. There's a lot of benefits to it, and then there are cons.
yeah, I bet. I bet. It's crazy where life takes us. I saw your clip yesterday about just looking at photos and how time passes, and
Mm-hmm.
we're all getting older, and I'm like, shit, man. I was thinking about that the other day too, when I was talking to my childhood friends. I was like, man, life took all of us in just a completely different direction. And I was like, but we're still friends. We haven't like hung out because we all live in different spots, but yeah, it is crazy just kind of reminiscing about all that. We're like, even when I first like met you and Zach and Christian and stuff, and I'm like, man, it has been a while. Or even Marcus, like I had a mutual friend introduce he and I, and I'm like, shit, man, it's been a long time already, because it was about the time I met you. It's been almost probably almost 10 years, I'd
Yeah,
imagine.
almost. Yeah, it's
I was
crazy.
like, man, it's nuts.
It is
So
nuts. Yeah, I was looking back on old photos 2 days ago, and I was just seeing so many old photos, specifically of when my dad was my brother's age right
oh
now,
shit.
and my mom was around the same age, and a few photos where my dad was my age, and I'm like, God damn, like that's crazy.
Yeah, man, time flies. That's why it's like so important. Like the things, like what I've learned is like it's so important to utilize the time that you do have with things that you love. I mean, I spent like Jeez, man, I probably spent like 5 to 7 years doing shit I didn't love, like working like dead end jobs or just like not doing the shit I wanted to do every day. You know what I mean? And now that I've gotten a little bit older, I've like changed that around. Like I try to make sure that whatever I'm doing, like, has some kind of meaning to me, or it's like I'm not wasting my time anymore. So that's one thing I think. The younger you can learn that, the better your life's gonna be.
I agree. Yeah, it's very important. I feel like, thankfully, I'll have enough videos and content put out after this video comes out.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely the beginning of this video. If departments saw it, they'd be like, Xander, we cannot hire you.
Yeah, I might have to do some editing for sure.
I'm going to leave it all in. But the thing about content is that you can post many different forms of content.
Oh, of course.
And they're going to have to look back and scroll through all this stuff. Like, you're going to get tired. You can't watch every single video. You're gonna.
You would hope not.
I know. You would have to tune into the first few videos and see kind of like what the vibe is of the whole show. But
I know. I'm kind of excited to start co-hosting more and doing some different like content stuff. Like I said, maybe get a live performance on here or something from somebody, and or just exploring different shit like that we talked about, just different avenues of life.
Yeah,
things that people are gonna tune into.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be a fun ride for sure. I'm excited for the next 12 months. I mean, realistically, I'm probably not going to be working for a fire department within the next 12 months. Hopefully something changes, but I'm just being real with myself. And I mean, it's a good time frame to put dozens, if not hundreds of different videos out for the YouTube channel, and they'll just have to scroll or watch, every single one if they really wanted to kind of find something on me, find some dirt.
Well, like, and I think you're doing pretty well, like as far as not being too crazy.
Yeah, but
some of the shit we say off cameras,
yeah, it can get a lot crazier.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we're both doing pretty decent.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not to say that one person you mentioned about that rumor going on isn't going to watch this video, isn't going to watch the first part and be like, oh, fuck, now let me show you what Xander's really up to. And then they're going to be like, oh, fuck, I hope that does not happen. But,
yeah.
And it's funny because I went to school with this guy. I met him on a prescribed fire. Like, we worked together, not in the same division, but, like, we saw each other's face. I went to school with him. We've kind of worked together in a few different situations. So it's like, I was kind of shocked when he was like, yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah. He acted like he literally did not.
And Christian has brought him up like multiple times too. He's like, do you know this guy? He's like, he's going to school for the same stuff. He's like trying to be a firefighter too. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know him. And it's like, how, maybe he said that because now he has to portray an image.
Yeah, probably, or yeah, who knows what the reason behind it was, but yeah, that is pretty crazy.
It is,
because like, yeah, he acted like he had no idea who you were.
But you also did too.
In a sense.
That's fair. So there's a lot of good reviews on like music reactions. So I figured, let's just dive into that little realm right here and let's react to some music videos. You cool with that?
I got a couple underground ones, of course. I'm more, I guess, into that scene for at the time, or at this time anyway. But
give me a name and a song.
Smiley
Gatemouth?
Yes, sir.
Does he have any music videos?
Yeah, so scroll down. What's going on here?
And maybe I should probably spell his name right.
Oh, did you not?
I could have swore I did. Like
Smiley space Gatemouth.
I could have swore that's what.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
there we go. So scroll down.
Bottomless is good.
Oh yeah, bottomless is good. I mean, all of these
Oh,
are good.
right.
But I
Should we
like
do this one?
complacency.
Complacency.
I mean, that one's a good one too. You know,
Which one is complacency?
the one that says complacency.
Oh, right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see Smiley. With John Vietnam?
No, so John Vietnam actually, to my understanding, he made this beat.
Okay.
And then, you know, a lot of people, it was like a cipher. So a lot of different rappers hopped on it, and he's one of them. So, you know, I've been fucking with this for years. This is a really good jam. So,
Give us the intro, baby. Who it is and what the song is.
yeah, so it's, you know, Smiley Gatemouth. The title says it all. It's complacency. You know, it's pretty lyrical. You know, to me, it has a pretty good message, pretty good meaning. You know, this dude knows what he's doing. Writes all his own bars. You know, he's a solid dude.
All right. And he is from Denver, Colorado.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He's from Denver. He still resides in Denver. I know a little bit about him. You know, I know he went to the University of Madison, Wisconsin. Did some music stuff out there. You know, hooked up with these dudes, John Vietnam, Lewis Elder, a few other people were part of this cohort, is what it's called, and they all made music together and did some cool stuff like that.
All right. Let's get into it. Little sad beat.
Yeah, you know.
I slipped upwards through the cracks. I went places I was not allowed. Now I'm falling down, but homie, I walked on the tops of clouds with a cane. I'm able to find heaven's stairs in the yayo, but when I came down, I choked on my halo. Chains are outdated, they're blatantly outrageous. The cages got replaced with complacency. I waited oh so patiently for happiness in all the wrong places. Traded in a higher state of mind for higher wages. The raises in the wages raised the questions of the waging war. I hadn't asked them yet, then I asked what I was waiting for. Never paid it too much mind, I'm too sedated in the flow of the ties to know they come with a ton of undertow. Nobody thinks, oh no, they think that they think, but they go where they go, and they blink when they blink, and they speak when they speak, and they drink when they drink. There's a kink in the sink, and I think it's on the brink of the end. But my friend, if you'd rather just pretend that it's fine, then just grind, find some more money to spend. I mean, nothing is life is free. Society has slyly slid an IV inside of me. I've realized they lied to me. I realized that I can breathe without paying the slightest fee, but I will surely die if making paper takes the life from trees where the grass is green. The family van is full of gasoline. The dogs and cats are fat off table scraps. Even the trash is clean. Cookie cutter families, 7-digit salaries, but there's no imagining the damage things you haven't seen. And at first glance it seems like they must live so happily, but look behind the fancy masks, you'll see that that's a fantasy. I'm no longer impressed with the best of the best. You know, big ballers don't respect the bench, but there's a lot those on top always tend to forget. From the breadth of breath to the depth of death. Know it's coming soon, but never quite expect it yet. Then heaven's steps just led to an electric fence. Find the balances between the projects and the palaces. The process of progress, they gave my hands calluses. Prospect of objects that obstruct the abstracts. Concept of happiness I want to have back. Expecting more from heaven's door. This fantasy's upsetting. Hell is more a metaphor with an angelic setting. You just plucked the strings till your fucking fingers bled. Forgetting all the while that everything is in your head. And no man's more wicked than the one who thinks he's righteous. And there are no black and white here, there are only shades of blindness. The road to happiness is easily mistaken. God works in mysterious ways, but so does Satan.
Bars.
All day.
Calling out Steve Rodriguez.
Damn. That was
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, you know, and yeah, I've been listening to this dude for a few years now. Probably, I don't know, 8 years or so, maybe even 10 years. But yeah, to me, the song resonates a lot with my life, I guess, in a sense, where it's like, you know, just trying to find happiness and what that means, and you know, just because, you know, maybe you're getting a well-paying job, or you know, you got to balance all these things in life to find your true happiness, and that's kind of what I take from it, I guess. What'd you think?
I think he dropped a lot of bars in that. And what I mean, let me break that down. I think, see, it's for me, when someone like raps very strategically like that, it's hard to pick up the words that they say just because they're in a cipher that's like so well composed. It's just hard for me to pick up every single kind of
Yeah, of course.
word they're saying. But I really enjoyed how he just went with the flow and he got into it. And he's just like really giving it his all. You can see it within his facial expressions right
exactly.
here. And I met this guy quite a few times with you. You
Yeah.
introduced me to this guy, and he puts a lot of love and passion into what he does. So I mean, I definitely love his whole flow of the art form.
Yeah, exactly. He's a pretty talented dude, a really stand up guy. Outside of all this, and fortunately, I have been able to meet him a few times and consider him a friend. He's a good dude. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on sometime.
Oh, for sure. I already talked to him. He's totally down. You know what I mean? Well, we'll have to schedule the time, and it'd be cool to get a little live performance. You know
Yeah,
what I
that'd be
mean?
sick.
I think it'd be cool. I know he's working on finishing an album right now that
Oh, nice.
should be out early next year. So maybe he could drop us, something new. So
Yeah.
a little snippet.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see.
Yeah.
He has a lot of good jams. Like I liked Bottomless by him.
Yeah,
Bottomless is a good
yeah,
one.
it's a great jam, and he doesn't have all. Well, I guess technically he has everything on YouTube. He doesn't have a whole lot of music videos, but yeah, I mean you can find him on YouTube, Spotify, who knows, Bandcamp. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, he's a super talented dude. Plays guitar also. He does a little bit of everything. So
Yeah, it's cool. It's real cool. We'll do one more reaction and then we'll just end it out.
yeah,
So,
that works.
I'm always looking for how can I get the most views. And here's a good one, but I don't know if you'll fuck with them. But then we got two options right here. We got a good jam by Be Nice, and we got a good jam by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's gonna get the most views. I don't know about Be Nice, but Be Nice has some good jams.
And he has a cool story.
I'm sure he
I
does.
can shed some light on there, but it's up to you.
I want the views. So I definitely want to go with Taylor Swift, but I want to jam out some Be Nice.
Well, let's do it. I mean, we got more podcasts in the future, so I mean,
You're right. Let's go
Taylor Swift will always
Swiftie.
be there.
Are you a Swiftie?
Nah,
You're not a Swiftie?
no, but I know a lot of people that are.
So I think this is about slinging some wood. I think this is about obviously either an ex or a current boyfriend who is just laying down the pipe.
Jesus,
Because
Okay.
the wood is titled Wood, and it's by Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift looks fucking so good in this. I mean, she's always looked, even though she's skinny, she's always looked good. I think. I don't know if you have a different take on that, but that's just my opinion. So this is Wood by Taylor Swift. Let's get into it.
let's do it.
It's actually kind of a good jam, too.
Daisy's bare naked, I was distraught.
She was
He loves
distraught.
me not. He loves me not.
Yeah, he just smashed.
Penny's unlucky, I took him back. And
Who smashed? He did or she
Some.
did? Someone did.
Oh, she got smashed.
Oh yeah, she's always making heartbreak songs.
Yeah, and that's why
It's what everybody-
She's like, he doesn't love me because he probably just dipped out. He's like, fuck.
But she's-
shower time.
Dating Travis Kelce, right now? Is it Travis?
Yeah.
I know there's like two Kelces, right?
Yeah, but yeah.
But one
it's
of the
Travis.
Kelces, the
Ch-
football player, the Chiefs guy.
Yeah.
So I think they're still together. He might be laying down the wood, and she just felt like she had to make a song about him. I have no clue. We'll get back into it.
stepped on a crack, and the black cat laughed. And baby, I'll admit I've been a little superstitious. Fingers crossed until you put your hand on mine. Seems to be that you and me, we make our own love. A bad sign is all good. I ain't gotta knock on wood. Only that bitch I wishing on a falling star. Never
This is hear that bar right there?
Oh yeah, I had definitely heard
His
that.
love was the key that opened my thighs. And she's like, I don't gotta knock on wood because this love is just like so great. This is definitely about Travis Kelce right now.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think that's too far from the truth.
Girls, I don't need
Not too, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
no a hard rock is on the way. And baby, I'll admit I've been
What'd she say?
Little hard rock is on the way.
it's on the way.
Damn.
And baby, I'll admit I've been a little superstitious. The curse on me was broken by your magic wand.
Damn.
Seems to me that you and me, we make our own luck. New heights, manhood. I ain't gotta
Shit.
knock on wood. On that picture wishing on a falling star. Never did me any good. I ain't got to knock on wood. It's you and me forever dancing in the dark. Oh, over me, it's understood. I ain't got to knock on wood. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. Hypnotize me and open my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
A lot of bars in that about, I mean, just bars in general, but a lot about sexual shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you hear a few of the shit?
I heard the whole thing. Yeah.
Like what?
Definitely. Yeah, she's definitely getting piped down. That's
By
for sure.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was
well,
gonna be like a heartbreak song.
Nah.
No, it's about how he's laying it down.
Yeah, basically, and they're making their own way through life, and she's never been smashed like that. So
Obviously not. I mean, he's an NFL superstar.
yeah.
Can you name one other NFL superstar she has dated?
No. of
Me
course,
neither.
I don't know a lot about her.
I don't either, but that's all I know.
Yeah, but I would imagine that's probably the first one.
Top
Ma-
guy,
Maybe.
top
Yeah,
5, maybe top 3 even.
probably. Jeez.
Some of the best Doonies that Travis Kelce has been beaten.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? Those NFL superstars are notorious.
They
so
are.
I guess.
They got a lot of testosterone.
Do they? Is that right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's what it seems like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. I guess that's a fair statement.
Didn't she make a comment about something about a baby cradle or whatever the fuck?
I didn't catch that if she did, but potentially she did. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the whole beat itself is pretty sick.
No, yeah,
I like the beat.
I mean, it's a catchy song.
Yeah,
like
it's catchy.
I can see why she's popular. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I can see why people listen to this. It's not my cup of tea, but I mean, again, well made.
See, look at that right there. The curse in me was broken by your magic wand. Like, what magic wand are we talking about? New heights to manhood?
Yeah, she's talking about his fuck stick.
You're exactly right, my friend. I feel like that's exactly what this song is about. Taylor Swift.
Is this on your playlist?
Yeah, for sure. You don't think it isn't?
Oh no, I don't doubt it. I was just double checking. I was just making sure.
Yeah, I told you I'm a Swiftie.
Jesus,
I fucking, like, 22. I was bumping that shit when I turned 22.
you were bumping this song?
No, 22.
Oh.
When I turned 22.
I see what you're saying to me.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude.
No, she has some
I was
bops.
like, it's opening your fucking thighs.
I wish she was. Maybe in the future. I'm going to fucking meet Taylor Swift one day in a fucking jet. I'm going to riz her up. I'm going to be like, hey, Taylor. Hey, Tay-Tay. What's going on, baby girl?
Just gets a restraining order on your ass.
Wouldn't be the first time
Jesus.
that's happened.
Oh.
That's a joke. I've never had a restraining order. But I'd be like, hey, you don't know me,
And the day's still young.
but I know you, and the day's still young. So let's go into the night forever
Stupid.
kind of thing,
Like I said, confidence.
Yeah,
you
let me
don't, you
show
don't
you.
lack any.
Exactly. Let me show you my magic wand.
Jesus.
Let me take you to the Grammys, baby girl. I see you're getting nominated for an Oscar. Shh. I'll be your plus one. Actually, you can be my plus one. I'm hosting this
You
bitch.
just have to beat up Travis Kelce.
I'll fuck him up. I'll shoot him.
Yeah.
He can't stop a bullet, right?
That's right. Can't fucking stop a bullet. That's right.
Exactly. I'm like,
Chief's helmet's not going to protect that.
exactly. All that full back armor and he ain't shit. I'm like, Travis, listen. Rock, paper, scissors.
That's wild. That's funny, though.
So it's a no for you on Taylor Swift?
No, I mean, it's just not what I listen to, I guess. Like I said, the song's well made, whatever the case is, but it's not on my playlist.
Oh, okay. What about Katy Perry? Is she on your playlist?
No, I've just never, I don't even, no.
Wow. We'll say this and then we'll get to the ending. Would you beat Taylor Swift's Doonies? Would you beat down her Doonies?
No, I'm in a happy relationship, and
Dude,
I'm
like this
I'm
is
good
ever
with
gonna
that.
happen? You think your girl's gonna watch this and be like, I know what you said about Taylor Swift, motherfucker? She's gonna be like, if you say another goddamn word, do not come home tonight. I swear to
Oh,
God.
that's hilarious. No, but no, yeah, she's a good looking girl. I mean,
So yes, you would beat down her Doonies.
if pressed for an answer, I guess I would have to say yes.
You would? Okay.
In a different life.
If you had an opportunity to meet Taylor Swift and she hit you, she popped you with the question. She was like, Tommy, I'm just looking for a fucking Pueblo local and you're right here in front of my eyes. Let's go back to my fucking little jet over here at the Pueblo airport and you can pipe me down in my jet.
I'd be like, all right, check this out. I mean, like, I'm in a relationship, it's not something, I'm not a piece of shit, but
Just slide her over to me, huh?
that's right. I'd be like,
Fuck yeah, give me some.
I'd be like, X-Man? Like, you'll fucking, here's this snap.
Snap.
And then fucking do what you got to do. Video call.
Video. We'll
Yeah.
FaceTime
Yeah,
real quick.
I was like, he'll come up here. Yeah, he'll come up here. We'll pick you up.
But what if you weren't in a relationship?
I'd still slide her to you. I feel like she's too much drama.
You're playing it really safe right now.
I feel like she's too much drama, dude.
She was like, one night stand, no drama.
I'd be like, what do you mean? You're going to write a song about this? Because I'm going to change your life.
So you'll both go viral. Listen, she'll go viral. You'll be telling people how the song's about you. No one's going to believe you. Who are you really hurting right now?
That's true. No one
Who are
would
you
believe
really
it.
going to fucking be hurting? Exactly.
That's a good point.
That's all I'm saying, buddy. That's all I'm saying. There we go. All right, guys. With that being said, this has been the All In Show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm here with the co-host, Tommy motherfucking Cleghorn, over here with the stories, and you have only just hit the tip of the iceberg right here. Whole bunch of other shit to come out, content, funny shit, reactions. Who knows where this fucking platform is gonna take us? But we're gonna ride out this wave. We're gonna stay here for the long haul, and we're gonna fucking make it right, baby.
That's
Just
right.
like that.
That's right. Just like that. But yeah, like Xander was saying, tune in. We're going to have some good shit coming up and more stories to come.
Hell yeah. You can follow me everywhere on all platforms. The All In Show, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That's it, baby. The All In Show. Tommy over here, take it away. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, bjj.math, and, follow me. Well, like I said, more clips dropping soon. We got some good material set up in the future, so it should be a fun ride.
Taylor Swift, if you're watching, hit my boy's DMs right here. Hit him up. All right?
Get at Xander. He's looking for that love.
All right. Peace out, baby.